Well, scary. That's how one woman looking to move from North Charleston to Moncks Corner is describing the renters market. Right now, she's got just a few days before she has to give notice on her current apartment complex. But with nowhere available in her price range and nowhere to go, what will she do? Amy Russo found out.
So one of my life goals as a mom and as a human is unattainable to me, to live in my home city.
A single mother of two and a teacher, Samantha Reeves is struggling to find housing closer to her job in Moncks Corner.
I'm driving 40-ish minutes daily to get up there.
With a budget of $1,300 a month, she's had no luck finding an apartment.
There's literally nothing available that I can get into that's kind of in a safe and decent environment for that amount of money.
Reeves has found herself in a bind. She's currently on a waiting list for something she can afford, but the earliest she can get in, July.
So I do have a friend who's going to take me and my two kids in. If you're working a decent job and you're having that career, you fall right above the cap of qualifying for these places. So you can't get into low income, but there's nothing in that just middle income range for the typical working class.
This is a growing trend seen across the Lowcountry.
There's just not enough homes or apartments for people to rent that are in the area. There's a lot of people moving here.
Clayton Hall is a realtor at Jeff Cook Real Estate. He says supply and demand is the key contributor to the growing prices.
Just the number of new homes built in the last decade compared to the previous decades, adjusted for population, has gone down, tremendously. I think it was like 10 or 20%.
His biggest piece of advice?
Anything that comes up for rent, try to jump on it.
Reeves is hopeful developers will come in and build apartments geared toward the average working class.
The process is very scary and has definitely opened my eyes, and it just makes my heart hurt for these other people that are in my situation that maybe don't have a friend that's going to let them stay with them.
First at 6 tonight, there's new developments involving a Lowcountry officer-involved shooting. Cassandra Dollard is the former Hemingway officer charged in the deadly shooting of Robert Langley Jr. He was killed after a police chase ended in Dorchester County earlier this month.
Our Tara Jabor started asking questions today about why Dollard was even hired by Hemingway PD with multiple firings on her record. Tara, what did you find out when you started asking those questions?
Katie, Tessa, the town administrator told me there is an internal investigation into the Hemingway Police Department and their hiring process. I reached out to a number of officials today, but did not have much luck.
I called every member of Hemingway Town Council, the mayor, and the Fraternal Order of Police. Town Council and the mayor said they would not speak on the matter until the state investigation is complete, and the FOP has not yet answered. According to South Carolina Justice Academy records, Cassandra Dollard was fired in 2002 from the Johnsville Police Department for poor performance. In 2014, she was fired from the State Transport Police for violating agency policy. Bakari Sellers is the Langley's attorney. He says he's looking into the police department.
This officer did not deserve to be on the street, and I will say this in front of the cameras. Listen, if they let a black woman be on the street and didn't deserve to be there, there's some other boys out there who definitely don't deserve to be there.
No one deserves to end up dying for someone that never should have been hired.
Robert Langley's family says they also want to see change in the department.
She was wrong. She needs to pay for it, period. Anybody else who feels that they can use the badge to do what she did, they need to be handled too. It's all wrong.
She worries Dollard was not properly trained.
When you're hiring people, everybody that gets a badge doesn't mean they're meant to be officers.
Uniform and training.
Period. So they need to be trained properly. And if they're not right for it, boot them out.
And Dollard is charged with voluntary manslaughter after shooting Langley on February 6. She's currently out on bond and is due back in court in April.
Well, from Democrat to Republican, what has become an emergent trend across the state amongst county council members today centered on Dorchester County.
Yeah, our Natalie Spalla explains how Dorchester County Council just turned completely red for the first time in more than 150 years. Natalie?
Yeah, Katie, Tessa, District 1 Councilwoman Harriet Holman was the lone Democrat on County Council. This morning, she made the announcement that she is now associating herself with the Republican Party. She says her reasoning behind the move, well, it's simple.
I am a conservative, and I've been living that lifestyle for years.
Once a blue speck in a red pool, Councilwoman Harriet Holman announced Monday morning she is making the switch.
I've looked at things that are going on in the country right now, and some things I don't agree with, and I agree with the Republican agenda.
Holman served in the U.S. Army for 30 years before she was elected to Dorchester County Council in 2019. Today she heads District 1, the largest district in the county. It also holds the largest population of African American constituents.
One thing that my constituents know, that I am still Harriet Holman. There's an aura behind my name, but I still work, and I am a servant for the people in Dorchester County.
In December 2021, county lines were redrawn and approved, moving more land and voters into the district. When asked if that change prompted any motivation behind her political shift, Holman said no.
We have to run as a party, so we have to select which party we're going to run. But we are a family here, we're a team, and we work together to get things done.
And getting things done now means supporting the Republican message. Holman says her views on abortion, police funding, and capitalism more closely align her with the party.
That speaks to our message resonating with voters, our message being relevant to voters in their daily lives. The more we get that message out, the better we do up and down the ballot and all across the state.
Now, I did reach out to the South Carolina Democratic Party for their take on today's news, and also the fact that since 2018, 4 Democrats holding county office have now switched to the Republican Party. Well, it is a holiday, so I have not heard back yet, but we'll make sure to pass along that response if and when we get it.